Night fell heavy upon the new village, a cloak woven from mist and dread. Within a small cottage, a mother rocked her child. The baby cried softly, a sound like rustling leaves, and its eyes held a faint, unnatural glow. From the ancient forest edge, whispers drifted on the cold air. They spoke of sorrow, a lament for what was lost, and carried a warning, sharp as a splintered bone. Deep in the woods, an ancient stone stood, its surface etched with forgotten symbols. A legend was carved there: here dwell the mothers who birthed the shadows. The mother found the stone, her fingers tracing the cold inscription. A single tear, heavy with understanding, slid down her cheek as the wind moaned a mournful tune around her. Suddenly, a fierce gust swept through the village. Lanterns flickered and died, plunging everything into absolute darkness. Only the baby's faint, glowing eyes remained, two eerie stars in the void. The mother stood before the darkness, a fragile shield. She whispered a lullaby, a tender melody that echoed strangely, carrying a note of something ancient and unsettling through the night. From the deepest shadows, a figure emerged. Tall and cloaked, it stood silent, watching the mother and child with an unseen gaze. A presence that felt older than the trees themselves. The baby stared back at the figure, unafraid. A faint, knowing smile played upon its lips, a chilling contrast to the surrounding gloom. The wind, now a voice, carried a whispered warning, cold and clear: you are not like them. It spoke of a difference, a separation from the world the mother knew. The mother looked at her child, her heart a battlefield of love and fear. The darkness seemed to press closer. Days later, the sky above the village bled an unnatural blue. A mysterious flame, cold and ancient, cast its ominous glow upon the trembling earth. He returned, but not as the boy they knew. A dark aura clung to him, his gaze burning with an alien light. His voice echoed with power not of this world, demanding their fear, their absolute respect. The ground beneath him groaned. Walls fractured, stone weeping dust as he struck. Terror seized the villagers, scattering them like leaves in a storm. She clutched her baby, fleeing towards the dark embrace of the forest. One last look back at the burning village, a pyre against the unnatural sky. Tears streamed down her face as she held the child close. They vanished into the unknown depths, swallowed by the darkness. A hidden village, shrouded in perpetual mist, lay nestled among towering, ancient trees. No sign of life, only strange whispers carried on the wind. Weary but resolute, they arrived. Shadowy figures, cloaked in darkness, emerged to greet them. Night fell upon the new village. The baby cried softly, its eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. From the forest edge, distant whispers called out. A haunting mix of sorrow and warning drifted through the air. An ancient stone bore a legend carved deep: here dwell the mothers who birthed the shadows. She traced the carving with a trembling finger. A single tear fell as the wind moaned around her. A sudden gust extinguished the lanterns, plunging everything into blackness. Only the baby's faint glowing eyes remained. She stood protectively, whispering a lullaby. The strange melody echoed through the night. A tall, cloaked figure emerged from the shadows, watching. The mist clung like a shroud to the silent village. Inside, a mother held her newborn close, fear a cold knot in her stomach. The child's eyes, pale and faintly glowing, flickered with an unnatural light. Outside, the village held its breath. Women whispered behind locked doors, their gazes sharp with suspicion. Men gathered at the forest edge, tense, feeling the weight of unseen eyes watching from the deep, dark woods. Alone, she prayed, tears blurring the candlelight. The talisman felt cold in her hand. A memory surfaced, sharp and chilling, the strange movements within her, the shadows that had seemed to coil around her then. At dawn, a young man walked into the silence. Villagers watched from the shadows, their faces unreadable. He moved towards the forest, drawn by a sound only he seemed to hear, a soft, melodic laugh. He found her there, bathed in an eerie light. Her eyes held the glow of moonlight, her smile both beautiful and deeply unsettling. As he reached for her, the shadows seemed to deepen, welcoming them both. Elders spoke of ancient evils, their voices low and urgent in the dim tavern light. But he heard only her call. Hand in hand, they walked through the village, met by stares of fear and disbelief. She sat by the window, serene yet haunted, watching the storm gather. Her mother watched her, a familiar fear tightening its grip, her hand clutching the worn talisman. Strange lights swirled above as her labor began. Villagers huddled outside, their fear a palpable thing. Inside, screams tore through the darkness as the wind extinguished the candles. The midwife fled. Chandni, the one born from my womb, yet not mine. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like if the child born from your womb wasn't truly yours? This is the story of Chandni, a girl hiding a terrifying secret. Today, listen closely to her entire tale. Chandni's childhood was far from ordinary. The villagers would say, grass doesn't grow under her feet. There was a moonlight-like sparkle in her eyes. But no one could understand her. Chandni's mother, Ma Bibi, always prayed, "Oh Allah, please let her not reach the age of 18. Then came Rahi to the village, a simple young man whose heart belonged to Chandni. They married without any formal rituals. No priest, no traditions. A bond of two souls. Rahi said, "If this is magic, then I want to live my life within it." Chandni became pregnant. But fear began to spread through the village. He whispered, "This child is not human, something else grows inside." Chandni stayed silent. But Ma Bibi's eyes grew heavier with worry. On the night of birth, something strange happened. Dogs barked uncontrollably in the village. And the midwife ran out without a word. When the child was born, it was unlike any other. Black eyes, sharp nails, and a strange calm on its face. Chandni looked at it, and she was filled with fear. The villagers decided, this child is a jinn, we cannot live with her. Doors were shut, talismans were hung, and prayers were whispered in fear. 7 days later, a terrifying event shook the village. Rahi's true form was revealed. He was a jinn too. He said, "I only asked for your love. You shunned my wife. You rejected my son. Now, witness your fate." The earth trembled, walls crumbled, and everything came to an end. Chandni left her home, clutching her child close to her chest, heading toward a place not marked on any map. A place that breathes only darkness. It is said that somewhere beyond the mountains, there is a village where women become mothers. But they are not human. If, late at night, you hear a soft whisper through the trees, maybe it's Chandni, telling you her story. I was a mother, but not like you. If you found this story captivating, please like, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. More haunting and emotional tales are coming your way.